Let me read this to you.
Well, read it. I'm listening.
Church mechanics.
Oops.
Well, I'm not really a mechanic. Else is. Talk about you, y'all.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Alex, a new car salesman told me one day in his office, I feel like a hypocrite every time I go to church because I fail to live for Christ so often. What do you call this part of a dealership, I asked, nodding at the space outside his cubicle. You mean the showroom? Yes. And what's behind the showroom? Past the parts counter, the service department, Alex said. What if I told you I didn't want to bring my car to the service department because it was running rough? That would be crazy. That's the whole point of the service department, to fix cars that aren't running right.
Wow.
You're absolutely right, I replied. Now, instead of thinking of church as a showroom where image is everything, start thinking it as God's service department, helping people get back in running order with God in what the church is all about.
Amen. That's a good analogy.
Wow.
Is that good?
Yeah, that is good. Yeah.
For the edifying of the body.
Amen.
Run on
Jesus.
Jesus. We need Jesus.
That's what's wrong with most modern Christianity. They've made it a social club instead of a spiritual hospital. It's never meant to be that. It's a spiritual hospital where people come to get healed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Very good
and it's a hospital where doctors don't make house calls.
You know, that's in the automotive business, which I was in for many years, and or any mechanical, any line of work, whether it's carpentry, whatever it is, whatever business you're in. And unfortunately, a lot of times, like we were talking about last week, I think it was about the car. I read that thing about the car where the guy had that accident, and but the week before or sometime before, his muffler fell off and the motor fell off. So when he went to the insurance company, came by, he put the muffler and all that. Well, you know, that was that part of the accident where the guy says, yeah. And
I had scrambled eggs and bacon. That might
I
be
do that.
Oh,
So
you
you ordered the same thing.
Oh, okay.
and so
You're on top of it, Trish.
Okay.
and so basically, when you're in a line of work or a business of some kind, where's the integrity? You know, do we have integrity? And sometimes it's easier to say a white lie than to tell the truth. Right?
I don't know about the easier, but yeah, sometimes we do that.
Stepping on all
Sometimes
the
we
toes.
think it's more convenient to say a little white lie than tell the truth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because if you tell the truth, then you gonna stir the cup there, buddy. And do we do that in our relationship with one another? Do we do that in like you were saying, church? You know. That's all I
One
got.
thing is
I'm Forrest Gump. That's all I got.
one thing is Christian.
That's all I gotta say.
White lies are for carnal minds.
There's
No
no
white lies.
Hey, I need Jesus more every day.
That's
How
like
about
saying,
you, Elsie?
you know, mortal sin and you know,
Absolutely.
different levels of
That's
sin.
it,
A
we
sin
live
is sin.
salt,
A
pepper,
lie
all
is
more.
a lie.
Gordon, when Gordon's brother lived,
Is it bad?
that's where Gordon River was raised.
No, I mean,
He
is
was
it bad?
about 3 blocks away from where our old center was on 16th Street. Gordon, I went by there.
Right on the corner of I'll shoot you or I'll cut you.
Yes.
Or Al Qaeda.
I went there a
Have a good conversation.
couple of weeks ago, that area for some.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I should have believed it.
Cleaned it up.
No, it ain't cleaned up. It went back to when we left there. That place was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was better when we was there than it was now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
it just kinda
we
died.
left, and there's more.
Yeah.
There's more there. Oh my God! Right behind Johnny's.
More what?
You know?
Yeah, right across the street.
Oh my God! It's terrible.
It's rough.
Terrible. And what gets me mad is that you have some organizations that are lobbying to get all this money
Yep.
to do things in the South St. Pete. But you know, I think Mario put it nicely. Basically, what these people are doing, they're pimping the poor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is what they're doing. They're pimping the poor. They're
Yeah.
using programs and lobbying to get money with pretense to being able to help,
I'm doing it.
Been around.
and not really doing it.
And that's the kind of corruption Trump is talking about
Yeah.
everywhere, from
His
Washington
son
on down.
identifying with Johnny.
And they take the money and they go down Central Avenue and put a
Yep.
big potted plant that somebody's got
Yeah,
water to take
yeah.
care of. Or they put some weird artwork, you know, in the courtyard with chairs that look
And
stupid.
it turns into like some of these charities, 80% of the money is
Right.
for administration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
10 or
remember-
15% goes to actually the people that need it.
There was a grant, a big money that was allocated for Front Porch. That was a grant called Front Porch, and
Never made it off the
this
backboard.
is what I was starting to get involved. Well, all of these people, all of a sudden, a lot of people became pastors, or they got their 501c3s to get money.
Right.
And
What can you do for me?
yeah, exactly. And then they were having these houses where they pay you $100 a man a week to stay there. So you got a room. All these rooms there, but one bedroom. They have 6 bunk beds in there.
Right.
Barely get out of there.
Right.
And I remember this one guy, Gordon, I don't know if you remember that guy, but he bought himself a nice Cadillac, this, that, seriously, all this stuff. And then one day he just closed up, took all the money, and was gone. And all those guys were in there, they had no place to go, nothing to, and so that's the corruption.
Of South
Yeah.
Side.
That wasn't John 3:16, was it? 'Cause
No, John
That
3:16.
sound like what he did
That guy
somewhere.
right over here, they had that hotel over here, right over here in the corner. Was it right here? That I forget that guy's name. And he
The
he
Lamar
had all-
Charles?
yeah, he had all those guys moving in, and they had to pay all this money to stay in there, but he didn't pay his bills.
Nope.
He didn't pay his bills. And so, the problem is that we have all these folks
nice car
that
collection.
in the name of helps or God or whatever you want to call it, and they go in there and they get all this money, and they don't do what they're supposed to do. We as a Dream Center, we did so much more with whatever little bit that we had than most of those folks out there, and we were bringing hope into the community.
And more people would come to the Dream Center than they going to the seeking help any other way.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I think most of these organizations do not understand, nor do they even want to understand what follow up means.
Well, see, that's the part they didn't want to understand.
They don't want to understand what follow up means.
Or even really get down to the root of the problem.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I mean.
yeah, and that's it.
It was all about money.
It's like what's her name from Alaska said.
Alaska.
You can take a pig and you can put lipstick on it and dress it up, but it's still a pig with lipstick.
It sure is fun.
So you can put a facade on some of these things, but the core problem is still there. It's still rotting away inside.
It's like when they used to bring Sam an old piece of junk,
Oh,
for him
yeah.
to paint and bondo up.
Yeah.
They say,
And write it
I can paint a turd, but when it's done, it's still a turd.
Yeah, exactly.
You never said that.
No, you put
Well,
some-
it's
No, he
basic nature of
he
man.
he had choicer words, POS.
Well,
So,
But yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a
Graft
lot
has
of these
always been
organizations are getting the money on the front end, but they're not paying attention to the core of the problem.
It's just another scam,
then-
I
another
don't
scheme.
really
you know?
want to.
and then what I see happen,
This is
for
the quiet
example,
end, this is the noisy end.
in Matthew, Matthew, Luke, and all that, it talks about the Great Commission
Matthew.
Go ye into all the
that
world.
go into. Now, the problem we see a lot is that, discipleship is hard. That means that I have to
Roll up my sleeves, get
roll up
dirty.
my sleeve, get dirty, go. Like I remember, Gordon, I know Gordon for years, but I remember I used to go to PCC. One time I said, man, my wife and I said, we ain't seen Gordon for a while. Where's he been? And so we had to go find him.
To the hood.
We went to his mama's. I think that's where he lived at, and because his mom had passed away, and he went through a lot of stuff, and his mom and dad both were gone.
Yeah.
And so Yvette and I went over there. We knocked on the door. Gordon, what are you doing? We ain't seen you. Where you been? But see, that's what Gordon needed, didn't Gordon?
Yeah.
No, they needed somebody to go over there and tell
him
him
in the butt.
that he matters, he cares. Well,
Fisherman of
and that takes effort. It takes work.
Right.
To do that, and that's what discipleship is about. Is get out of your comfort zone, get out of your lazy boy chair, and go out. And that's why
Can we just put a motor in it?
you can.
That's a 90. They see.
No.
Well, what did Jesus do? He gave it all, didn't
He did.
he? He gave his life. That's quite a...
But when we live in the land of milk and honey, and that's what I call that's what I call this place here, because we got a lot of people that come in from the north, a lot of either homeless people or people that are looking for a better something. They're leaving their homes. That says, oh, so you came here to the land of milk and honey to get but you find out there is no milk and honey here. And so a lot of times we try to help them to get back home because, it's no better here than it is over there, So, but anyway, as men of God, I think that one of the things that we need to remember is that the fact that that we've had the wonderful privilege of being able to be here, for example. Look at all these years, but is that we've always talked about one person disciples another person, and it's something that we all should be doing, And Matthew 18:20 says, "For where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I with them." And that's why it's important for us as we gather together as ministers or friends, is having a good time, that we're able to encourage and build one another and lead, to be able to go out and to and minister to people. Though. So, and what's happening is we're not the younger generation is not seeing that. What do you think, Chris?
Well, what I see, what makes this different from a regular church meeting is you've got interpersonal relationships amongst those that are gathered here. They want to be here, and just like Christ, he sat down and ate and drank with his disciples and stuff. So, it's a good example of how to go out and make disciples. You bring them into a group of men like this all together, you create these relationships, and you may have a Matthew and a Peter relationship, like Phil.
I'm Philip. I smell like fish.
So you kind of rub on each other, and the Lord enables you both to start getting along a little better, and become real brothers.
Just be
Just
alert
like a
that we don't
family.
have a Jewish secret.
Yeah.
There's always a chance.
There's always.
There's always.
I know, you have to be alert. Because they
By the way, where's the money anyway?
Judas goes.
But
The money pouch.
yeah, that's
was
what
it.
I see. You know, you got discipleship in many forms. You know, and this is a good launching spot.
Yeah.
Actually. And you know, you should be introducing, just like some of the disciples said, "Come see this man. He's the Son of God." You know, come to our group. You'll find Jesus there. You know, we're different. You know.
Jesus
Yeah, I
didn't
want to
only-
comment on that. It's a good way to see the good Lord at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jesus didn't only sit down with his disciples, but he went out and had dinner with tax collectors and sinners and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't advise anybody doing that till you're strong enough and you can not be drawn into whatever their vices
Nothing wrong with
are.
having a beer with a broken-handed man.
He saved his criticism for the religious.
With an arm.
That's who he rebuked was the religious.
Particular,
Yeah.
particular.
And the sinners, he understood why they were sinners, you know.
Yes, they should.
And this kind of cuts down on the religious spirit quite a bit too.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Where is our Catholic guy at? He was so cool.
Yeah, we need to get
missed
back
him.
to the these,
Jim?
the these and now.
The these and the thous.
Thing is, you can find anything, you
Oh,
can
Brother
find
Fritz.
negative in any denomination.
Yeah.
Because where there's man, there's error. Simple as that.
Well, what does the word denomination even mean?
Confusion.
A 5, a
Division.
10, a
I thought
20.
it was Demon Nation.
Different flavors.
I've been pronouncing it wrong this year. So I
Different
thought it was
flavors.
Demon Nation.
Same saying, same saying. They say Satan does his best work in church, so.
Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
Yep.
It's the old same forever.
Should be,
Just kidding.
these Greek guys, they all sit around.
I had,
They all
why-
talk, they all have philosophy.
I mean, it may sound strange, but I saw a movie, and at the end of this movie, it was a Christian movie.
Get her done.
And at the end of the Christian movie,
I
it
always
was,
want to ask about Andy. Is Andy holding up? Andy?
I'll wait.
What?
Go ahead,
Go ahead, no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm just, I get my
Go
who's
ahead,
doing
go
what.
ahead.
I didn't know
can
that
wait.
Andy, the other Andy
I said
had
I can
died.
wait, go
I'm just
ahead.
catching up, that's all. I'm done.
No, I was just saying, I remember at a movie, it was a Christian movie. And at the end of the Christian movie, there was a man coming back in the church because he had left. And the pastor realized at the same time why the man left is why they had these little changes. He said, he realized when the guy got back, he said, there's no perfect church. Because the day that a sinner comes into the church, it's not a perfect church. It's right. And that we have to continue to be a church in progress.
Yeah.
Because as long as you have sinners coming in, won't be a perfect church.
That's it. You know who said that about 15 years ago? Karen Spiros. I mean, that's probably as righteous as a person as you can find in human flesh. And she said the same thing. She said the same thing. There's no perfect church, and if I walk into it, it's no longer perfect.
And the thing about that, Gordon, is so true is that, you know, we can walk in anywhere. I mean, I can walk in here and figure out why I like to change and go to Denny's. Anybody want to go to Denny's next weekend?
Maybe once a month, we should have it once a month.
Anyway, I'll give you all the reasons why.
With the corned beef hash.
Yeah, starting with the corned beef hash and the bad food. I mean,
It's pricey.
and, but I can tell you all the reasons why not to do that is because all of you guys are here and there's other people that are going to come back. That where did they go? You know, so that's the reason we don't. I got a call yesterday from Scott that hasn't been here for a while, and he brought a guy here one day that needed help, got out of jail, he needed help. Well, while he was here, it was a divine appointment that day. He needed a job. And he hooked up with Tim. Tim gave him a job. Well, he didn't last too long with Tim because the guy didn't want, in the beginning, everybody, you're so grateful. Oh, bro, thank you and all that. And then after you start working, after a couple of days, then you start, this is the worst thing in the world. You're working, and you're on the phone while you're working, you can't handle and talk at the same time. But anyway, he lost his job. He lost his job because he wasn't doing what he's supposed to. Well, then he got another job. Well, guess what? He lost that job too.
Because he's on the phone.
And guess what?
That's why I sell Bluetooth.
He anyway, he hooked up with somebody, this and that. That didn't work out. So I get a call, you know, and if I knew where a place for a guy to stay at. And so I said, well, who is it? Then he told me who it was. Okay, wait a second. I said, he got blessed with a job and being taught his trade. That didn't work. Then he got to another job. That didn't work. He hooked up with this lady with kids, you know. That didn't work. I told him, you need to set up a safe harbor. Because what you're trying to do is rescue somebody all the time. You can't rescue a man. God rescues a man. The heart has to change. You know, you can give him a leg up. But when that leg up starts, folding under him because he wants to go back to his old ways, let him go. You know, and that's why, I'll let you go in the skinny minute. Because we've been at it long enough that when you have a repentant heart, that's why I go right back to the scenario, is that when you accept Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you really accept the Christ as your Lord and Savior, what's the evidence? What's the evidence?
How a person reacts, how he
Your
acts,
heart.
what he does, honesty. A lot of characters come out.
Yeah, you start to change, right? But if there's no change, what did you do? You just said some words. Why? So that I could get what I can from you.
Yeah.
You know, they know how to play the game. And so, and we, in these days today, when we pray, we have to ask God, give us discernment.
Right.
We have to have discernment to be able to see into that person's heart. You know, because Alzi he should have a list, a scroll
People you help.
in his in the shop of all the people that he's given a break. And I don't know, maybe 100 or 200
This week.
You know, that he's given a break. How many of those people really accepted it? Or not accepted it? You know, the rest of the advantage of it. And because that's his heart. That's his heart.
Right.
And so we can't, so when you get shut down so many times, then you go like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to help it. But that's what the devil wants us to do. He wants us to quit on other people. And you got saved. They broke that hand, but you can't break it though.
I never had any problem.
You guys are not going to forget that, are you?
Oh,
No, it was the analogy of
Who'd have thought?
God bless me, I could drink beer with my other hand. I'm like, oh, okay.
I won't ever give up on people because I'm always reminded God never gave up on me.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
But
good.
see, yeah.
That's good.
It's a Friday,
I'm
July 7th, 2018. We'll discuss that again.
A year from now.
No, I've been blessed with that.
What?
The fact that when I got started with Sam, I didn't have a job, but I got started with I was through elder father. I got transportation. Got a job way up in Dunedin. I went from Dunedin making $6.25 an hour out to Bay Pines, making a nice piece of change an hour to retiring. See, that's between God sent me to them. God worked through the Dream Center to get me where I'm at now.
He cleaned you
LZ,
up, right?
LZ and his dad was there. When I was in sight, when things wasn't quite right, they would say, okay, boom, they helped me. Now I can go. I'm still being blessed today by them now, and I'm being able to bless somebody. Somebody come up. A lady came up to me one day and said, "Gordon, everybody got a quarter bill and a pack of cigarettes, and I ain't got business." I went in my pocket, went over to the liquor store, got her a quarter bill and a pack of cigarettes, and said, "Huh, now stop crying." Because see, I was on the street, and when she was on the street, I knew it. At least she didn't try to go steal like she usually would.
Wow.
She came to me and asked me. That's why I did what I did. Y'all might not agree with it, but she didn't go out there and try to steal.
Right.
I did that because see what she didn't do, what she could have done. But hey, and I still see some people I will deal with out there, and I still see some I will not deal with out there.
Right.
Because of the blessings that I've gotten from around this table, from God. God bless me with people here around this table.
You know, we've seen so many people that come through here that have great and wonderful ideas and plans and all that. And one thing that I've learned is that, first of all, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Praise the Lord. and that when you follow and be led by the Holy Spirit, that's your teacher, that's your trainer. And so when God puts a call in your heart to a compassion and towards folks, then that's all you need, and just be led by the Holy Spirit. And through through years of school of hard knocks in ministry, and the good, the bad, and the ugly that we've seen is, but the point is that we don't lose heart, and but periodically we do. Periodically, you don't want to hear another phone call, about this person, that person. You don't want to hear nothing. You're done with it. Hey, I put my time in, God. I put my time in. Hey, I've been doing this for X amount. Lord, I put my time in. I don't want to hear nothing about anybody else. I'm tired. I got my own issues. I got my own problems. And, go ahead, cry. You do all you want. But when God put a call on your life, after a while, you say, oh, okay, God.
I think it's meant to be that way. I don't know exactly why, and I don't think I'm supposed to know, but I do think I think everybody has that in their circle of life. It's like a roller coaster ride,
I can't tell you how many people I've seen in my 36 years I've been saved. They come on, they're on fire, they're going to change the world, and the only thing happened? They changed their mind.
Yeah.
Where are they today?
Yeah.
Where are they today?
Here comes it.
I'd rather be a steady Eddie than keep at it.
Would you like to ask Jesus in your heart, sir?
Last
We need to practice.
when we unfortunately
Fritz, you just, I thought.
anyway, the
So
people that I know
Linda doing any?
that we've been in ministry for a long time, the wonderful part about it is that if I look at Gordon. When we were working, and Gordon was still, he was still coming. He was there, and we would go door to door in the hood.
No, I'm hot.
Are you hot? Hey, baby.
On fire.
When we went door to door with in the neighborhood where we were doing ministry, because we focused in the neighborhood. Well, Gordon came along with us because that was his neighborhood, and he know, hey, don't stay out of that house, do this, do that. We had one guy, Charles.
Oh yeah, I remember Charles.
Yeah, Charles that went up there and what did he say?
He went upstairs to apartment complex, came down, halfway down the street. Everybody in the street heard him. They doing drugs up there. They smoking drugs. Man, you don't see. Shut up.
Oh, he's telling on him.
Yeah, he was telling on.
Well, he was.
He didn't know
How prior.
He didn't know. He didn't know how the system was over there.
Yeah, I remember.
New guy.
That sounds like he was a
Remember
little
Mark
naive.
Estrada? First time we took him out
I told him,
evangelizing. He said, "Where you guys going?" He says, "I've never done this, but I'll go with y'all." He said, "We're going to Child's Park." And he said, "Oh, a Child's Park? Oh, that must
Like
be
the little
nice.
kids'
I can go with that." So he thinks, when we get there, and he gets out of my van, and he looks around, and he said,
Definitely not children.
I said, "First thing you need to do is take that big gold bracelet off, you got
off,
off and that chain around you there.
There you go.
Leave it in my van."
Get on her knees.
That was an eye opener for him. I just remember him getting out of the
Sam, you
van,
should
boy.
write memoirs, all the people.
Talk about shock. I thought we were going to a park.
That's the part. You know what?
Handle part.
There's a difference in ministry. I like inner city ministry because all you gotta do is drive there. You can see where the issues are, right?
Yeah.
But when you do, regular out there, all you're seeing is there's a word for it. People are all nice, they look good, they dressed up and all that, but they ain't no better than those guys that are down there. All they're doing is hide. They have a facade that they're okay and everything is good and everything's hunky-dory. But I'm gonna tell you what, you go work at the Dream Center there for a while, and you start seeing people coming in with nice cars and this and that, and sitting behind our desk, and when we start to talk to them, they start to cry because they're broke. They're broke. They're not only broke, but they're broken.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter that sometimes you can see it right here, but sometimes you don't. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it's important for us that when we talk to people, where we, like some people say, well, you're getting into somebody's business. Isn't that what God told us to do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to ask those personal questions. Hell no. We want to ask personal questions. What did you do with that last week, man? Did you break the other arm going to the liquor store?
Oh my! And a leg going down the stairs.
But you know what?
But he
Those-
never
those
spilled the
same
beer.
people
That's what was
that you're
good.
talking about.
Never
We have
spilled
people
the beer.
just
Punch
like
and Judy
that.
show.
Punch and Judy.
We have people just like that
Rest
in
of us don't
church.
admit it.
They come in with the facade on. They look good. Yes, I'm doing fine. But if you really sat down with them and got into the heart of the matter, they're terrified, of what's going on, or they can't make the mortgage payment, or everybody's got issues. There's
yeah.
nobody without issues.
Pride.
Yeah, pride.
They don't want it.
Yeah.
Pride.
I think it's
That's
because
what has
money
to be
doesn't have any friends. We're deceived what money can do, and it doesn't do what we're deceived.
Money has friends.
Yeah.
If you got money, you think you got all your friends around.
Yeah, well,
Wrong kind.
money doesn't buy friendship.
We understand what you mean.
Money doesn't have friends.
But when you come into a lot of it, all of a sudden you got people you never knew coming out of the walls.
You really get what are you saying? You really get to know your relatives.
Yeah, those that aren't know my family tree would
be. I remember, you go back, I wish somebody would write one day, if we remember down at the St. Pete Diner, that a gentleman came in and he came to the Bible study a couple of times, to our group a couple of times, then we got to know him a little better. Well, he was wanted.
No.
And so we encouraged him to go turn himself in. There's a bunch of those guys. Because I said, you're going to walk around your whole life always looking over your shoulder. Always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And so he was wanted in California. So after a while, he says, I'm going to turn myself in. Why? It was the Word of God. Whether he did or not, who knows? But I know at that point in time, while we were over there, that we were able to minister and help them in those areas. And that's all we could do. I mean, did we help them? Yeah, we put them on a bus or whatever it was, and we send them. And so, see, what happens here are miracles. That one pastor that was going to quit his church. They came to our Bible study. Tell them about that.
Yeah, this pastor came down with his family, and it's pretty much just burnt out, beaten up, was going to quit the ministry, but he brought his family here, and he wanted to take them to like a theme park, but he didn't really have the money or anything. It took pretty much everything he did there. And anyways, we ended up ministering to him. We took up an offering and was able to take his family to Disney World, and he stayed in the ministry. He wrote us and told us that our ministry to him that day made a difference in his life. And we had men coming there that they were going to go kill themselves. They were going to commit suicide after they left the breakfast, that we were able to touch.
You never know.
The Lord can move in
Never
amazing
know.
ways. You know the one I always remember? You remember Brian Pierce?
Yeah.
And his testimony?
Brian Pierce.
Right, yeah.
Taking you to the street.
Yeah. When he first started out, the Lord touched him. He convinced him that he should go back to New York, to Bedford-Stuyvesant. He was looking at 25 years for it.
Wow.
He got up there and he turned himself in. He said, "We don't have anything." Went to court. "We don't have anything. Get out of here."
That's what happened.
Sent him back down to Florida.
Yeah. Where's he now? Up in
And
Minnesota?
He's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Northern.
Him and his wife.
He started.
Oh, they moved to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started a food pantry at first. He used. I had a little body shop on the south side, and I had a room. He used that as his food pantry.
Wow.
One day,
Taking it
Paula,
to the street.
huh?
Taking it to the street.
Yeah.
We have though.
Paula called me, his wife.
Yeah.
She said, "Sam, I need your help." What? He went back out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she says, "I know where he's at. I need your help." So what do? We go over there, went to a crack house right over here. We took him out of the crack house, and he had just finished. He was taking going to Bible school, but he messed up. But after we rescued him from the crack house, well, he got himself straight and he started the ministry, taking to the street. And you know how he got that name? When I went to, in New York, Bill Wilson, they have their ministry called Taking to the Street.
Oh, okay.
And I brought him a t-shirt here. That's how he got that name. But the thing is that we don't know. We don't know what influence that we have by encouraging a loving individual in ministry. So don't ever count it like if it was worthless, because you don't know. But it might have, look at
He was up there to take care of all those orphan youth kids. Taking care
So
of them.
there's many people like that we don't know.
Yeah.
I always like that story. I had a video. I wish I can't find it. I lost it. There was a video about like when you die and you get to heaven, they're taking you, and all of a sudden they hear a trumpet and everybody goes to this big arena and they're all sitting there. What is this? He says, "Well, your section is here." And so then all of a sudden, that Jesus comes, everybody stands up, boom, sits down, and they got this big monotron, and they start calling you, "Sam, stand up." And then you start seeing all your whole life, and the opportunities that you've had to serve the Lord, and you didn't do it. And that question is, what have you done with what I've given you? What have you done? And for us to think that we don't have a voice, we have a voice. We have a voice. God gave us a voice. God gave us hands. God gave us feet. That if we do not do the work and share the love with somebody, I don't agree in a sense of what he did, bought her that quart of beer and all that. But you know what? That's what he needed to do for that lady. Right. Because she either go and prostitute herself, or go do this and all that. And he did that. So, who am I to judge that?
Right.
And so the point is what have you done with what God has given you?
Right.
If you hadn't accepted Christ as your Lord and Savior, where would you have been? You've been right out there. Your life is torn up. Your life is broken. where have you been? And so every one of us have an opportunity to share the gospel to somebody. Not everybody's going to be a big anything or, you know, or do big things, but it's not the big things. It's all the little things that makes the big things. Those people that you minister to, or when you're driving with your Uber thing, people that you're helping, and you're giving a word at the Haven of Rest, or you know, you're at the VA, Gordon, and you tell, look what the Lord has done. You know, I mean, we can all sit around and say, look what I love. When I had my church, I love that song, man. We used to play that song. Look at you know what the Lord has done, and I will stop and somebody. God saved me, and then we play it again and start playing. Then somebody else, we stop. Somebody else share their testimony of what God has done for them in that week, that their life, how they've been changed and transformed. You know, we all have miracles, man. And some days, you know, there's days I ask Elsie, Bishop Elsie.
Hey, B.
You know, we go up to him, Father, forgive me. I always joking with that. But how many times I want to quit? You know, Alfie says at least a couple of times a month. I'm saying, you know, he gives the holy water, and then, you know, and
Then they have to the butt.
but the thing is that it's not how the big is being consistent with the little things, and those little things will add up to bigger things. You know what I'm saying? And encouraging and building and lifting our people up, and that's what we're called to do, man. You know, if we could change somebody, that's fine. We can't change nobody. You know who changes is Christ. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, our problem is we get caught up looking at the process, you know, and we don't realize, you know, God's working even in the situations that are horrible, dark and gloomy.